What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Listen, it's been a while. It's been quite a while since I posted a video. I'd like to thank the Saudis, for making heavyweight boxing light up again. If it wasn't for them, who knows if I would have continued. Boxing, the big fights never happened. Now it seems like things are starting to turn. Fights are starting to happen. You know, so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about these big fights on December the 23rd, as well as Underway's trying to make a statement at super bantamweight on December the 26th in Tokyo. That's another video. So he's going to be fighting for the undisputed, trying to have two undisputed in two different weight classes. And I mean, that's within a space of a year and a bit. So, I mean, he's not wasting time at all. We know that he beat Fulton this year, and he's looking to do the same on December the 26th and try to become undisputed at super bantamweight. But this video here is about the mega card, you could say. Why isn't Wilder fighting AJ? A lot of people have speculation on why the bigger fights aren't happening, but at the end of the day, it is a big card. Joshua versus Wallin isn't easy work. It's a very hard fight for Joshua. Wallin, in my opinion, beat Tyson Fury the first time they fought. If it wasn't for a guy by the name of Tony Weeks, the fight would have definitely been stopped if it was a different referee. Although Fury was, the more dominant fighter, you still got to oblige by the rules. So Wallin, he missed his chance of becoming heavyweight champion. This time he's looking for the cash fight. He's looking to fight AJ, get some money, and possibly lining up for another fight against Herkovic if he wins. But I mean, it's a big if. And Wilder's looking to fight Joseph Parker, coming off a win. Deontay Wilder being an actor for over a year. So, boxing is definitely taking a turn, having all these guys on one card. You got Eddie Hearn, you got Frank Warren in the same room, you got Wilder, Joshua on the same card. Both guys unsure if they're meant to be the main event. And that's simply because Tyson Fury was meant to be on the same card, so people are saying, why aren't they fighting each other? That's the main reason, because Tyson Fury was meant to be on that card against Usyk, and that was meant to be for the Undisputed Championship. Because Tyson Fury got away with a close win against Francis Ngannou, a guy that's never had any professional boxing record, a guy that's had his first fight as a boxer, as a pro. He's fighting Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champ, and he, puts a number on him, knocks him down, takes him the distance, looks unscathed, after the fight it clearly looks like Francis won. You look at the two guys, Fury looks busted up, Francis looks like he just woke up, he looks like he's fresh to go, but because of that fight, Tyson Fury decided to extend the Usyk fight to February, to recover a bit. So, I mean, that's why we don't have Joshua versus Wilder as the main event, because they're unsure themselves if there should be the main event, because the fact is that Tyson Fury pulled away from that card, from that December the 23rd card. Now he's fighting February the 17th, 2024 for the Undisputed. It's finally going ahead as well, And again, that's thanks to the Saudis. They're offering them a lot of money. And that's basically what it's come down to, the money. If it wasn't for the money, these guys wouldn't have been fighting. Most likely, Joshua and Wilder would have never been on the same card. They would have never had the fight, if it wasn't for Saudi Arabia throwing money at them to make these fights happen. This is clearly a build-up for that fight. Although, there is a bit of a spanner in the works because the thing is whoever wins Tyson Fury against Usyk fight, the IBF's gonna strip the winner of the heavyweight championship for the IBF, and it's gonna allow if Herkovic wins, which I'm choosing him to win, and he's also on that same card. If he wins, he's runner up for that bout, so he will fight either Wallin or AJ for the IBF title. That will be um, a fight that Eddie Hearn could be more interested in. Joshua trying to become 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, but that's all just speculation. We know that the winner will definitely get stripped from the IBF title, but there's also a chance of a draw. So there's a chance we may not see a undisputed champion. That won't really change the fact of Herkovic fighting, or Wallin or AJ fighting for the title. That'll just mean that we're gonna wait another who knows how long for another undisputed champ. There could also be a delay in the fight. Fury something, or Usyk, someone could get injured. So there's things that could happen. Before the fight actually goes ahead, before we actually see them get into the ring. A lot of people are saying that Fury's going to pull out, but I think that he's definitely going to try to fight Usyk. Like I say, Saudi Arabia, they're throwing money at them, and they're all accepting. Now, these two co-main events, you could say, Wilder Parker and Wallin versus AJ, these two fights are definitely, not a walk in the park. Deontay Wilder's been inactive. Parker's been very active. And who knows, what his punch resistance is. We just finished seeing Fury get dropped from Ngannou with the left hook. So that's not even a strong hand, dropped Fury to the canvas. Who knows what Wilder's punch resistance is like. That's what it's going to come down to. If he can't take the punches anymore, he loses that fight. We all know that he's got a great right hand, one of the best in the sport. If he lands, of course, I don't see Parker really recovering too well off of it, especially because he did get KO'd from Joe Joyce. We did see Joe Joyce against Zhilei Zhang, a guy that punches harder than Joyce. So, it's going to come down to punch power. And I don't think that Joe Joyce punches as hard as Wilder. I think that Wilder does have the biggest punch at heavyweight. Numbers don't lie at the end of the day. He's knocked out everyone that he fought. He knocked down Fury 4 times. Let's not forget that trilogy. So, I just don't see Joseph Parker being able to take the power. If anything, he's going to have to beat Wilder to the punch. And that's going to be a hard task for him. Because obviously, Wilder's a guy that now has a back foot. He's learning how to shorten his punches as well. So Joseph Parker coming forward, he could land the short right hand. There's many ways that Wilder can land that right hand, which is basically his game plan. Is to land the right hand and call it a day. Collect the pay and hopefully move on to AJ. You know what I mean? So for Parker, he's going to have to definitely stay low. He can't afford to keep his head up. He's going to have to bob and weave, go to the body. And, just remember when he did fight Joshua, you could say, well, he took Joshua the distance. In that fight, he was unable to, he was able to not allow Joshua to land his right hand. He took Joshua's right hand away from him. But that was a very cautious Joshua. This is a Wilder that's basically, putting all his cards into that right hand. That's his game plan, is to ride it, is to land it. And I think that's what he's going to do eventually. Can Joseph Parker take the punch? He's saying that he wants to, get advice from Tyson Fury. And Fury basically said avoid the right hand, but the way to avoid it will be to definitely stay low And if Wilder is coming forward and chasing him, he's going to have to make sure that he's partially taking the punch instead of moving straight into it. He can't afford to get countered from it. He's got to move away from it. In other words, he's got to land his combinations and then he's got to back off. He's got to avoid that right hand. If he does take it, he needs to take it while going backwards so that he's not going to get the full effect of the punch. So, I mean, like I say, it's going to be a punch resistance fight. There is a chance that Wilder may just take him out early. It just depends what Parker comes to the fight. If Parker's too cautious, I think he gets caught. So he definitely needs to come forward, but at the same time he needs to know when to move back. So he needs to throw combinations, then move away, and try to stay to Wilder's left side. Try to stay close to his shoulder, so that Wilder can't throw it straight. That's the game plan for Parker, in my opinion, to beat him. That's only if Wilder hasn't lost the punch resistance. If Wilder can still take a punch like he did against Ortiz, Wilder wins. So I mean, for sure, like I always say, inactivity is never a good thing. So that's another thing to look out for. How's Wilder gonna look after being out of the ring for a year? Again, the punch resistance. Lanius didn't really test him in terms of taking punches. Let's not forget Wilder took out on Elanius in one punch, with one punch in the first round, so he wasn't really tested too much. So let's see what happens here. For Anthony Joshua, Otto Wallin is definitely a guy that, in my opinion, boxes better than Joshua. He's a southpaw, and he's already sparred Joshua twice. Joshua's looking to box in this fight, in my opinion. He's got Ben Davidson in the corner. So, I mean, with him in the corner, he was the guy telling Tyson Fury to stay away from Wilder, where it was actually the wrong game plan. The game plan was to take the fight to Wilder and get him on the back foot. So, I mean, if Joshua decides to stay away from Wallin, I think that's a mistake. I think that Wallin will outbox him. Joshua's got to use his power. He's got to use his strength. He's got to win by knockout. So, I mean, both of these fights are hard fights. I think that with the Wallin-Joshua fight, I'll split it to a 50-50 draw. In terms of who's going to win, I can pick Joshua, I can pick Wallin. I can see them both winning in different ways. I'll definitely do another breakdown on it in the near future. With the Wilder Parker fight, it's more of a 70-30, but I'm not going to write off Parker completely. I think that he does have a chance, in a way, to beat Wilder, and that is not to take the right hand with full impact and to land some big punches on Wilder, test out his punch resistance, try to knock him out. Don't allow the fight to go on for too long. Try to finish him off as fast as you can. Like Fury done in the second fight, he ran up to Wilder, didn't allow him to find his rhythm. Parker's going to have to do the same. If he's too hesitant, if he's too much trying to outbox Wilder, he loses. He needs to try to take the combinations to Wilder, throw power punches, try to hurt him, try to get him out of there. So that's how I see it anyway. Leave your take. It's good to be back. Like I say, thanks to Saudi Arabia, they're making these fights happen. And Fury Usyk, that's another day for another breakdown, but I'm looking forward to that one as well. Like I said, in a way, he's looking to become undisputed in December the 26th. We also got, Prograis against Haney. Some big fights, big fights coming up in the near future. We got the Andrade fight as well, so, hit the bell, definitely going to drop more videos on it. Look forward to your opinion, look forward to your comment, let me know who you think's going to win. And that wraps it up. This is why Joshua versus Wilder isn't going ahead. It's because of a guy by the name of Francis Ngannou, that shook up the world and knocked down the heavyweight champion, and almost beat him. So that's my take. Leave yours. Look forward to the comments. Take care. Peace.